Hey, what's up, internet? I just finished this drawing, so if you want to stick around, watch the video, we'll kind of get into it. The first thing I will say is that this is a ink drawing, and I used these two pens. This one is a Staedtler, it says pigment liner. It's supposed to be waterproof ink. In my experience, it's I think, wait, hold on, let me rephrase that. I don't want to be a liar. It's water resistant, but it says waterproof on paper. I could be wrong, but in my experience, if it says waterproof and it's not an alcohol pen, it's not going to be 100% waterproof. But I'm also kind of heavy-handed when it comes to watercolor. A lot of times I'll do like an ink drawing and then I'll come back through and watercolor it, and like I said, I'm kind of heavy-handed. And then I also use this. This is a Pilot Varsity. This is actually a fountain pen, kind of, the newer style of fountain pens that are basically disposable. But this is the best one I found. My wife got me a really expensive, very, very nice, very high-tech fountain pen, and it's trash. So I use this one instead. I also will say, as the caveat, I'm terrible at messing with fountain pens. So it's probably user errors, a lot of it too, which is why I'm not saying the name of the company of that expensive one. And it was a wonderful gift. But anyways, so now to the drawing. So I used a couple of pieces of reference, and then I also obviously just did some, kind of filled it in with some cartoons. So we have this gentleman here. I actually went to Earth's World, like the Instagram photographer that takes pictures of strangers, for this one, this gentleman. And then I'm just in love with big-headed turtles, so I did that, and they're kind of like on two different planes. I used the warmer, so this one's more of a warmer color, I'm not really going to get into color temperature theory and all that fun stuff, but this would be more of a warmer black ink. You can kind of tell, and this is a cooler black ink. This one's almost got like a browner hue to it. This one has kind of a bluer hue, which is what we called cooler, and that kind of gives it like a more three-dimensional effect. This Pilot one is the one that has the more cooler colored ink. But anyways, so I drew the gentleman up here, and then the turtle, and then I kind of started filling in the background, and then we threw in this little roaring dinosaur and this funny little, robot man with a little antenna on his head. Then we got a pterodactyl falling in love with a bird, and a couple of kids, and running from the turtle, which, that's a normal reaction, I would think, if you saw a giant turtle. And then, a little prehistoric lizard creature. But yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing this, which I say I had fun drawing stuff, but in this instance, I did really have a lot of fun. It was mainly just because I got to draw the cartoons. Working from reference, to me, is more like work in some ways, because you have to kind of follow, for the most part, to get like the more realistic look. Obviously I changed the posing a little bit, and did some different changes, because I'm not a copier. I don't think that's art to just copy reference. I've used the reference for inspiration or whatever. I don't want to get too much into that. But anyways, but with the cartoon characters, I had a lot of fun. I love drawing these silly little, almost manga-esque, style of creatures and stuff. So I had a lot of fun drawing this. If you want to know more about what went into this, just leave your question in the comments, I guess. I could do tutorial stuff if you want to. I did do some different techniques as far as shading, pardon me, and I did hatching, obviously, but then also some different techniques with the ink to kind of manipulate the ink while it's still wet to get shading effects. So anyways, I hope you have a great day. I'm losing hair. I'm shedding. I'm like a dog. I hope you have a good day. I hope you take care of yourself. Be kind to small animals and small people and everything. Be kind to yourself. Bye-bye.